In this video, we're going to be making and reviewing something from the Disney Princess Cookbook, and it's Merida inspired for lunch, and it's pizza. It's called Bullseye Pizza. I'll show you the picture there. So basically, you're just putting together a simple pizza and you're making it shaped like a bullseye. So you're just basically taking some store-bought dough, some store-bought pizza crust, store-bought pizza crust, store-bought dough, store-bought sauce, cheese, and then your toppings, and you're putting it all together. Here I'm taking the pre-bought pizza dough and cutting it in half. Now I'm going to knead each half for a few minutes. Now comes the part where I take each half and try to roll it into a circle to have two pizza doughs to create pizza with. And I actually struggled a little bit on this. I tried using my hands, my fingers, a rolling pin, kind of different techniques. I wasn't going to be tossing it in the air because that is not my strong suit. It fought me a little bit to get the shape. It probably could have been sitting at room temperature a little bit longer than what I did. Here I'm getting it more into that shape that I wanted, getting it thinned out. It kept springing back in on me. Once I got it, I put it on the cookie sheet with some oil and cornmeal. Now I'm adding the sauce. Now here comes the cheese. And it's just mozzarella. And finally, the pepperoni. And I'm working on making it in that bullseye shape, which I kind of did here. And then I'll bake this in the oven for about 8 minutes or so. Here are both pizzas done and out of the oven. And there it was. So it was just pizza. So it wasn't hard. It was good. You can see my bullseye shape lost a little bit because I got the pepperoni. It kind of like smalls and tilts up when it's done. So it lost a little bit of the bullseye shape. Obviously, the hardest part was trying to get the dough to stay round. I think maybe I should have left it out at room temperature a little bit longer than what it said in the cookbook. But anyway, it's not a hard recipe. It was good. It was pizza. You know, like it's kind of hard to mess up pizza. So let's get in the rankings review. I'll talk a couple more about the thoughts on that. The first 3 ingredients on a scale of 1 to 5, and these are 1, meaning everything is easy to find, it's relatively inexpensive, and you shouldn't have any issues with that. The difficulty level on a scale of 5 is 1 to 5 is also a 1. Like it's just stuff in that. Now I do want to point out and remind you with this book and like the villains, even though I'm doing this, because I do think these recipes are for adults to enjoy, but they're also meant that kids can make these too. So, you know, adults enjoy them, but kids can make them. And to me, I think it's kind of a rite of passage to make a pizza with a kid. Or as a kid, I can remember making the pizza, you know, you get your toppings out. It's a fun experience with children. So I think that that's something to consider as well, because you might be like, oh, this isn't really a recipe. And there's a few things in this book that you're like, that's not really a recipe, you know, but still, it's nice that they put this in here. And I like the suggestion of actually like putting cornmeal down for the crust, which I know some people have done, you know, and making the bullseye shape. So I thought that was fun, you know, still nothing out there, but yeah. Easy, simplifying ingredients, difficulty. And then when I make this again on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being never and 5 being absolutely all the time, it's a 4, which means, yeah, I'll make it again. I mean, my husband loves pizza. Let me put it this way. My husband loves pizza. But we do tend to just order it out more because we live in a town with a lot of really good pizza options. So we just order out pizza more. But every once in a while, we do like to make something at home. And I think this is a good way to do it, just buying the crust and stuff. You know, will I make the bullseye shape? Not necessarily. But again, this basic recipe is nothing new. It's something I've done before, so I definitely will do it again. And also, again, I think, again, you know, kids, like, it's fun to make pizza. Even as adults, come on, it's fun to make your own pizza from time to time.